Welcome to the Daily Show. I am Russ. This is Chris. Glad to be back. A little bit of a toothache, tooth work, but I'd like to thank Hope for filling in. I know of some very big shoes to fill in since he wears a lady's 6. I wear a man's 12. But I'm glad he...
Hope went and bought him some new shoes when you was gone.
Oh, my goodness. So he must
I never
have
thought
got
that
sevens.
happened.
But I'm glad y'all did it. I got to watch it. Cracked me up when y'all didn't know what to say coming in. I enjoyed that. When I went back
because
to
I
sleep.
pay such good attention to what you say.
I know.
All the time.
Well, one of the hottest shows is The Walking Dead.
Right.
Hot show. And everybody's trying to get on it. All actors, athletes. Well, a new guy has now they didn't say if he's going to keep coming back, or I guess until he dies. Mr. Hines Ward, who played for the Steelers, has a recurring role as one of the zombies on The Walking Dead.
He ain't got nothing else to do. Football's over for him, right?
Football's
He's
over.
on NBC or something.
He does. Football's over. And it got me to, I was doing a little research, and I was like, man, there's a lot of people. They use 300 to 400 zombies per deal. And I happened to see an old buddy of mine, Mr. Tom Proctor,
Right.
on Facebook, who now is one of the, is a character on Justified as a hillbilly type deal. So here's how the 6 degrees of situation goes. I sent him, I went, hey, this is CH85. I sent him a clip. He sent back, hey man, I appreciate it, kind of like The Walking Dead. Then I went, if you ever need another hillbilly to die on Justified, hit me up. He went, I'm leaving for Madrid for 3 weeks. When I get back, I'll call you.
And Tom Proctor was the truck driver in the original Halloween.
Yeah, he was the original Halloween when he gets out, gets his neck snapped.
Yep.
So when he comes around the corner. But good friend of ours in Phoenix, so who knows? You always try to find an agent. Like we say, it's who you know, it's what you know. And I was like, hey, Tom, get me on there to die. I'll die. So
When shadows die.
When shadows die, fingers crossed.
Huh?
What
So
happened?
speaking of death,
Speaking of dying.
there's a lady who purchases a house.
Right.
Pays $610,000 for the house. This house right here.
Right.
Nice house. Don't look like $600,000,
No.
but she buys it. Neighbors come over. You welcome you to the neighborhood. Not everybody buy a house with a murder-suicide that happened in it.
Okay. True that.
Would you want to stay there?
I have to see if I got a really good deal on that. Because
She's got 2 smaller kids. We had one of those houses growing up in my little small town.
I don't believe in ghosts, so it would only be the people that tell them kids, oh man, you lived in your house is haunted.
As a second buyer, first one got their money back. She just went, it's not like it's a cosmetic thing that can be fixed. It is a tragic event that will
Be there forever.
yeah. So,
That's true.
yeah, it'd be kind of,
That is true.
if you got $610,000 to buy a house, I bet you can find another one.
You can go get you another one. You can go get you
Yeah.
another one. Now,
Get you other story?
I know we ain't supposed to talk sports, but this ain't really sports.
Okay.
I read this yesterday when I woke up. It was actually on the timeline of ESPN at the bottom. Obama said if he had a son, he would be hard pressed to maybe let him play football because it's such a violent sport and the things that it does to you later in life.
He was saying he would try to keep him from playing.
Yes. My nose is itching. I really, man, we are blowing this football stuff out of the water.
It is a hazard to play football and get hit in the head over and 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 over. They get paid to play that. You get paid lots of money to play that. You've said it before. Underwater welder, people that climb those towers, all those things that are
Those are dangerous.
more dangerous than working down at the Skinnies. They usually get paid for it.
Well, I'm going to go into another entertainment field, then the WWE. Look
Right.
at those guys now. Knees, back, neck, on pain pills. A lot of them have killed themselves from just the body being beat down. And it's repetitive of just hitting that ground. Yes, they're not really getting punched, but they're really...
It's almost like a policeman or a fireman or a military person that puts themselves in the line of duty
Yes.
and in dangerous situations. And that's part of their job. And
They are
they
entertaining.
signed up for that.
They are entertaining for you. They're entertaining. You cannot blame the sport when you know the consequences.
So we go to a basketball game. I'm in Washington. I go to a basketball game. I feel like the other fans are really unruly.
Right.
So I go home and I get on my Twitter and I type, "Comma fans, worst in the league. Wish somebody'd show up at their school shooting."
Probably not a good statement.
They are fixing to start making that like a bomb threat, I think.
Yeah, you have to.
And you have to.
You have to.
What dad would do that? Other than this kid's dad I just read about.
I saw that this morning. I can't really understand what. I don't know, man. I don't understand how you can even get that angry to go do it. I mean, how do you go home to this?
Did he go to the bar and get drunk? And
I don't know. I mean, I saw a little bit of the story up there, but you can't. It is everywhere. Your Facebook is everywhere. Your Twitter's everywhere. Your MySpace was everywhere.
he also had
Good
another. He also had another tweet after that kept it going. They didn't show that one, but authorities have been in contact with this gentleman. Believe it or not.
I'm thinking you're not the brightest in the world.
Hey, Twitter, Facebook, it's a fingerprint.
Yes.
It is a fingerprint, and the Akron team wanted to do something a little bit different. They're doing a big Twitter push. They're called the Zips.
Right.
And they wanted on the back of their jerseys, instead of their name, to have @Zips MBB, men's basketball.
That's cool. Get some Twitter followers.
Cool, huh?
I like that
NCAA
idea.
went,
No.
not happening. Not
I
happening.
wonder why.
Not because it's not cool, but they went because all of the silly requests we would get
Yeah.
to do it. So they're going to wear them on the back of their
Warm-ups.
shooting shirts, their warm-up shirts, and that's okay. Iowa lost a player, and they tried to do it for the player. Everybody wear his last name, and they wouldn't let them do it. So they're pretty strict on that
I mean,
stuff.
hey, man, Twitter, Facebook, if you start looking at people's stuff, it is a reflection of them.
Right.
If you start looking and knowing, you know who's going to bitch, you know who's going to moan, you know who's going to post something stupid, you know who's going to post, you see it, it's just, I guess, the person, I don't see it.
There's a few on mine that when it pops up, I just go, oh, let me read this. I sent y'all a copy of a girl I went to school with. She was younger than me. Sent another one who's always on there about her kids. But just remember, I've known many of stories that they've checked Facebooks and not got jobs and not got things.
Ain't no doubt. Be smart, man. Be smart. And today's weather is an 80% chance of rain. Now I say that because it feels like we're in the jungle.
It's a little humid, ain't it?
Humid. It is humid. And I wasn't here yesterday, and I hope everybody got to enjoy over the weekend our first two games of our Red Sea Sandlot Super Bowl. We did have a lot of people watching. I was excited about that. Remember, this Saturday is our consolation prize.
Yep.
Sunday at noon, it's the big Super Bowl right before the Super Bowl, and we are pumped about that. So tell a friend about that, and I'm excited.
Yeah, and two other things. Today on Sports in a Minute, we got a special guest host.
What?
Marius Roman, who
Yes.
played in the Sandlot Super Bowl, came over and did a Sports in a Minute. And we also had a couple more people hit us up yesterday that want to come do it. And don't forget Meredith's Hot Hollywood Minute.
Sweet.
That's all I got.
All right, man. Until tomorrow, I am Russ. This is Chris. You're out of